Alright guys, so for today's video we are going to be trying to get this engine all fitted up and get the slave cylinder, or the Throwout bearing installed in it. For that we got to measure a shim and get that for the slave cylinder and everything. So we have to put back on the rear main cover and take a few measurements for the bell housing and the torque tube and stuff like that. So that's going to be the goal for today. So let's get to it. So as you can see, the engine is there. We got a little space cleared up in the garage, but essentially I don't know if you guys have even seen the inside of this thing yet, besides in the intro video, but I need to measure this spline here and the distance that it measures to the clutch pressure plate, and take those measurements and basically get a shim for the slave cylinder. So then after that I can put the bell housing. Once I get the shim and I get those measurements, then the engine can go in, but that's really what I'm kind of waiting on. So I don't necessarily know if I've done a walk around of this car yet, but if not, this will be going in the beginning clip of a video of some sort. But this is my 2006 Corvette Z06. As you can see, no engine or anything else in there. Pretty bare engine bay, torque tube and everything's still in there. It does have all the dry sump lines and whatnot in there. But open up the hatch, see it comes with a ton of parts. And if you can formulate a good opinion on what happened, it did end up dropping a valve. And that's how I got it. It did come up full exhaust and everything. Actually, hold on. Let's get this hatch open. I can open the door, battery's dead. But yeah, as you can see inside of here, interior and everything's on there. Of course, center console's off. But if we take a seat, yeah, it's a Z06. It has 44,000 miles, so the interior is pretty clean. Overall it needs to be wiped down and stuff like that, but there's no rips or anything or tears or nothing like that in it. It is overall really clean of an interior. Example car, unfortunately stock shifter, which I feel like I'm driving a tractor, so that's gonna have to change. But yeah, so other than that, it does have C6 ZR1 style, C7, whatever you want to call it, wheels, C7 Z06 wheels. Came with Billy Boat exhaust, which you put on, blacked out taillights. Also, blacked out badges all the way around, blacked out side markers. Actually, no blacked out front badge, but it's gonna change. No splitter, so I need to add on a little splitter. It has on the factory style little splitter, but it's definitely not enough. So yeah. Alright guys, so if you're able to tell, I hit out this throwout bearing with some bread, some water, some ingenuity. Pressed it out. We have the new one freezing, so while it's freezing, I'm gonna run a couple errands and then I will be back. Alright guys, so as you see, we have the flywheel on. I'm about to torque everything up, and the triple disc here, we're gonna get all that installed. So I'll update you guys whenever everything is on. I don't currently have a good tripod set up, so that's why I'm gonna just film updates like that, and then once it's on, we will give you guys an update. Alright guys, so if you can see here, this is the clutch shim, that Monster adapter thing that Monster made for me. Let's see if it can pop it off here. May not want to pop off. See if it's lightly. Yeah, there you go. As you can see, it's pretty thick. So this is a aftermarket ZR1 slave. It's for the triple disc clutch. See there? I don't know if that part number comes back on, but that's a slave. I just had to finish reassembling it just now. So if you see this shim is pretty thick. And this is because this clutch that I have, triple disc, was meant for an F body for It's meant for a 4th gen Camaro or like a C5, which I do have, and it was not meant for a 6th generation Corvette. So as you can see, the shim and everything fits on. You have to clock it to whatever the specific way is. Let the bolts line up, and let's get a bolt. These are the OEM bolts. You can see they're pretty short, but they're meant for no shim. So if you can just see here, it barely would clear and get a few teeth in there, you know, and basically fit on. But it's just quite not enough with the other one. So even with this, let's see if I can get it on one-handed. So yeah, as you can see here, even with this, it will barely clear on. Drop that bolt. So yeah, it's not long enough. So what I have to do is go to the hardware store. So it'll focus. I have to go to the hardware store and get more longer bolts. That way it can go inside and work. As far as the clutch update here, everything was cleaned off and all that with alcohol, the surfaces and everything. But the clutch is all installed, and it is not finalized and not finished torqued down because I need to get the right socket for that, since these are Torx bolts. So yeah, once I get that, I can finalize torque that, put the bell housing back on, and then yeah, it's gonna be ready to put in. I probably will put on the motor mounts as well. And other than that should be it. So yeah, my little update on how that I look in this. Definitely has been one of the most struggle cars that I've had to deal with. The C5 was definitely not this much, in my opinion, of a hassle to do. This car's had a lot of little things that just have made this project turn into forever, you know, sort of thing. So whether it be the short block that was from Denver, I had to drive all the way up there to Colorado to go get it, find heads, find, you know, the clutch adapter thing. That took a process of probably, you know, just in order to measure it, I had to get the engine and everything together and then wait pretty much a week for that. So finally got that in. Even the pilot bearing, I had 2 pilot bearings that were wrong size for this car. Other than that, you know, that's been the main thing, the main challenge with this. So yeah, you'll see me in the next video with me slapping this motor in and the next project. So, you know, the next update with this project. So thank you guys for watching. Take care.